Homie, what? If there's one thing that I hate more than anything else, it's when people say, well, the scripture is clear that... If there's one thing scripture is not, it is clear. I don't care what scripture you're talking about, but especially in the New Testament, there is never a point of clarity. It's constantly in contradiction with each other, let alone what it contradicts in the Old Testament. This is why people have been debating it for 3,000 years. Okay, back to the story. No. The conception story is not clear at all. In fact, we don't really see it except for in one gospel. It also does not say that Mary was a virgin. The only text we have is calling her Alma, which means young woman. It does not mean virgin. Are young women sometimes virgins? Yeah. Does that mean she was? Who knows? Because the Bible's not clear. But why was it miraculous? I think if we're looking at the story a little bit closer, we'll see that it's kind of a yin and yang situation. Mary was a young woman. Previously, it was talking about the miraculous birth of Elizabeth, who was thought too old to conceive. It was a miracle that in her old age, she was granted with a pregnancy by God. This video is almost over, but I wanted to make a clarification. Yes, I'm aware the Gospel of Matthew also talks about the virgin birth, but that is a mistranslation of Isaiah. This is more focused on the fact that Elizabeth had a miraculous birth with John, and Jesus had a miraculous birth with Mary, and I think comparison of that is more important to the story than anybody else really talks about, especially because John almost fulfills every prophecy that Jesus would as the Messiah. That is kind of the tie we're trying to make here. But if you want another video about why Luke might have those 2 chapters about virgin birth added later, according to scholars, and why Matthew is a mistranslation of just a quote of Isaiah, why maybe those 2 are actually written on cue compared to being derived from Mark, because Mark and John don't mention the birth, let me know, because that would be an interesting part too. Let's finish this video. Who cares if someone in the menopause got pregnant? I don't know. So maybe the text really slid that in there to outline the fact that God gifted John the Baptist a miraculous birth for somebody too old to carry, whereas Jesus was gifted to a woman too young to carry. Yin and yang. There's a lot, especially in the biblical text, of way polar opposites, from male to female, dusk and dawn, day and night, really old miraculous birth, really young miraculous birth. Am I saying this is canon? No. Am I saying somebody voted that part in and this is official dogma? Absolutely not. Obviously, a lot of Protestants and Catholics believe in the virgin birth. But I am saying there's a new way to think about this. It's not clear at all that she was a virgin. That's the summary. Thanks.